Give it up to the Heat. I mean, the other night, coming off a heartbreaking game-winning shot by the Washington Wizards, to get themselves together to come into this game, play in, backs against the wall, and pulled out a performance that you've known to see the Miami Heat do. Show up. When they came out on tip ball, I knew this team was ready. Now, Chicago could have came back. Chicago could have made it a game. But I knew that the Miami Heat was well engaged and they weren't going to let this game go. Give it up to Tyler Herro in this ball game. We already know how great he is. But if he continues to show up big in games like this going into the playoffs, this Miami team can be a shocker. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship, okay? They can go deeper and farther in these playoffs than anybody could have imagined. Anybody could imagine. And I said Bam Adebayo had to come in this game and have a big one to help Tyler Herro out. He didn't have a great scoring punch, but Bam Adebayo had a great rebounding game. As you can see, his assist is not that high. He only had 3 assists tonight. Tyler Herro didn't need his scoring punch, especially with Tyler Herro going for 38. But where did they pick that scoring up from? Look at Andrew Wiggins. 20 points, 9 rebounds. Yeah, of course, he got 2 blocks. He got 2 steals. See that? Come down here, 8 for 20 from the field. Ain't the greatest thing in the world, but he was active. And what I noticed since he got to Miami, Spoelstra ain't got him just standing around like he was in Golden State, putting him right into the offense, going to him a lot on some occasions. We need a scoring punch from him. Call him some plays. He's athletic enough. He could shoot well enough. Give him the ball. And he proved it. He showed up. You won't see him get 20 shots for the Golden State Warriors for some reason. He was just kind of a spot-up guy. Every once in a while, he might slash, get some run-outs. Eric Spoelstra is featuring him on a lot of occasions, giving him the ball, and I like it. Give this guy an opportunity to make a difference in the ball game. So with his 20 points, Herro's 38, Bam Adebayo pitched in his 15, a double-double, of course. Then you go down there on the bench with Davion Mitchell coming in, ball hawking. Not only that, he gets 15 points. Miami Heat was ready in this ball game because you look at Miami Heat all year long, they're kind of up and down. You don't know what to expect. But one thing you can expect is when their backs against the wall, they always rise to the occasion. So the Chicago Bulls came in this game, they didn't look themselves the way they've been playing all year. And you can credit the Miami Heat defense for that. They smothered them. They kept him under 100 points in this ball game. Under 100. That's not easy to do, especially how hot they've been rolling. So let's give a shout out to this Miami Heat. Their backs against the wall. No, they're not in the playoffs. They still got to play Atlanta. That's going to be another big game that's coming up for them. Just to get into the playoffs. But they've done this kind of thing before. They've done it before. Beat Atlanta, you're in the 8th spot. Nobody expecting you to win in the playoffs at that 8th slot. No way, Jose. You got to go through the Cavs. It's not going to happen. More than likely, that's not going to happen. So to top this season off for the Miami Heat, you can look at it as semi-successful. They already counted you out. You battled. You got in the playoffs. We understand that you meet somebody that's just a greater team than you. Hey, man, go into the offseason, see what you can wheel and deal. Maybe you get your superstar. Maybe you get a few more pieces and then roll it from there. We'll just say this season has been down in the dumps, but you have an opportunity to patch it up in the end, and that's what the Miami Heat are doing. So great game by the Miami Heat coming in here and blowing this team out, making it solidified very early what they came to do, and that was taking care of business, going down to Chicago and putting a hammer to them. Great game. Now I want to talk about this Grizzlies and Warriors game. I'm going to try not to keep it too long because obviously we have the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings tonight. It's almost halftime on this end. That's 58-46. Dallas is kind of surprising me. I picked Sacramento to win this. It's still early, but I definitely picked Sacramento to pull this game out. high intense. They're flying up and down. Anthony Davis, of course, he's gonna have a huge game. And Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, you know how it goes. And Keegan Murray. We're gonna see how it turns out. But the Warriors and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies look like they was going to take down the Warriors in the beginning of that game. They got up to an early lead. Golden State weathered the storm. And when they came with their punch, they put them out of the water. It was a blowout. Okay, here go the Warriors now. They're about to put the Grizzlies out of here. But the Grizzlies came back. Came back into the game. But let me say one thing about Ja Morant. Tough as nails. Early in that game, he was setting the stage. I mean, this guy was driving. He was hitting his little pull-up. Everything was going fine for him until he twisted his ankle and went out. Some people will say Grizzlies probably would have won this game if he would have never sprained his ankle. That's up for discussion. Who knows? But they did have a rhythm going. And they did build a lead with him out as well. So it's hard to say that. But early in the game, Ja Morant was looking real good, getting to the paint, scoring, taking contact. That one little off the glass catch shot, little double clutch off the glass for the layup before he landed back on the ground, that was amazing. So that game right there, we're going to see about the Kings game, of course, because that looked like it's a little high intense. But I will say in the play-in tournament so far, Grizzlies and Warriors set the stage. That was high-level basketball yesterday. And the Golden State Warriors, they was able to pull it out. Had Curry under the clutches, but just like any other superstar, you have to stay with them the whole ball game. Curry shook loose, hit 2 big three-pointers, and the rest is history. This is what we all been waiting for, right? It's the matchup now. It must have been made in heaven because they're going at it again. And I know I sat here and I talked about, matter of fact, let me pull this up real quick before we get into it. All right, there we go. So the matchup is on. Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. And I know early on I said that we'd rather have the Memphis Grizzlies. We'd rather have Minnesota Timberwolves. Anybody besides the Golden State Warriors. That if they play the Golden State Warriors, they will not come out of that series. They won't win it. I'm not saying I'm going to walk that back, but I'm going to have faith in these Houston Rockets. And I've always had faith in the Houston Rockets. I just call it how I see it. The only thing that's making me nervous about this matchup, and I'll be honest with you, is not the defense. I have all the confidence in the world in this Rockets defense. It's the offense that I'm concerned about. The 2-3 minutes without scoring, where it's looking crazy. They don't know who they want to go to. Nobody's grabbing the bull by the horns to take over the game, at least put the shots up. I'm hoping that's all behind them. And that dress rehearsal we talked about, they didn't leave a good taste in our mouth. It's on now. It is on. Rockets are in preparation. Golden State pretty soon, they're probably already in preparation after they rest. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Because of one, they're young, they're athletic. Golden State Warriors are an older team. They got a lot of wear and tear. Just like Steve Kerr and his team is saying, they've been playing playoff basketball for a few weeks now. They've been in the grind. They needed this rest, is what they were talking about. They needed it bad. And they're going to get their little 4 games rest. But the thing is, I don't think that that's going to help them out too much. They're still older. Once the game tips off and the series gets a little deep, those aches and wounds and that tiredness is going to come back. Houston Rockets is a young team. They're going to lean on them for 48 minutes throughout this series. They're going to wear down before the Rockets wear down. That's what the Rockets got going for them on their side right now, is to run this team in the ground and to beat them and beat them against the wall and beat them down to the ground and just keep them there. That's what they have going for them. And if they just find a way to get this offense rolling where they don't stall out 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes without scoring, I could see the Houston Rockets handling them pretty well in this series. But you look at the Warriors, they have experience on their side. They've done it before. We heard it all before. The championships, right? They built like that. They've been there. They know how to win. And then you look at the young Rockets, never been there before. Young team. Will they get rattled? There's going to be a lot of questions need to be answered once this series tips off. A lot of questions. Stephen Curry. If you don't think he's going to be riled up and ready for this game, whatever he got left in that little body of his, he's wore down too. And he's going to get more worn down when a man Thompson gets on him. But if you don't think his eyes is lit up and he wants to prove a point, he's going to be highly engaged in this series, trying to prove a point, trying to prove he still has it, which we already know he still has it, but he questions himself a little bit for us getting up in age and having a lot of these off shooting nights. It's starting to catch up with him just a little bit. But when you got a man Thompson on the other side and Curry keeps hearing this about this guy, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, probably won't win it, but candidate. We already talked about that enough. But if y'all can remember, they so-called had a Michael Jordan stopper. They so-called had a Kobe Bryant stopper. Can y'all remember that? The Michael Jordan stopper is supposed to be Gerald Wilkins. Now, I know I probably have some, I don't know, if you're in your 20s, you probably don't know anything about this, right? But yes, Gerald Wilkins, y'all can look him up. They built this guy up, thought he could be the Michael Jordan stopper. He got embarrassed. Kobe Bryant. Do y'all remember that? They built this guy up by the name of Ruben Patterson. I almost can remember this like it was yesterday. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know later on. But I believe it was Shawn Kemp. This is with the Portland Trail Blazers at that time. Forgot what year it was. But Shawn Kemp is in the locker room pumping up Ruben Patterson, calling him the Kobe stopper. Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper. Man, Kobe Bryant went out there and humiliated that man. Humiliated him. So now you got a man Thompson's coming up. And I'm not going to just sit up here and call him the Curry stopper. This is a different time now. But if you look at the situation, it's very similar. Curry knows about all the noise that's going around. That this man Thompson guy has got his number. If a man Thompson wants to make a name for himself, he's going to do it in this series. He's going to do it in this series. Because he's going to get the Warriors' best. He's going to get Curry's best.